The second episode of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon Season 3, wastes no time picking up from last week's cliffhanger, but in a surprising way. The premiere ended with what looked like Carol being taken by the skull-masked, torch-carrying cultists, setting up what seemed like a dangerous abduction. Instead, this week reveals it was more of a misdirect. Carol wasn't captured at all. She had simply traveled a little farther down the road. It's a classic Walking Dead bait and switch, diffusing the tension almost immediately. From there, the episode shifts into its main storyline, when Daryl steps in to save a couple from a group of gun-wielding thugs. The encounter sparks the real conflict. The man is hesitant to offer Daryl and Carol any help, but his girlfriend mentions that her grandmother is a skilled healer, exactly what Carol needs after her injury. Initially, the couple resists bringing them into their community, worried about the danger outsiders pose. Daryl, being Daryl, doesn't take no for an answer and eventually gets them to comply at gunpoint. This leads Daryl and Carol into yet another new settlement, which plays out along very familiar lines. As always in The Walking Dead, the pair must prove themselves in an environment where trust is scarce. They slowly gain some allies, fend off external threats, and inevitably uncover secrets lurking beneath the surface. It's a formula the franchise has leaned on for years, but what makes this episode distinct is its style. Rather than just another Survivor settlement, this episode embraces the tone of a spaghetti western. The imagery, standoffs, and villain dynamics all echo Sergio Leone's and Sergio Corbucci's Euro-westerns. Daryl striding into a community under siege, standing against ruthless raiders and their controlling leader, is straight out of A Fistful of Dollars Only with zombies thrown into the mix. There's even an old-school bandit showdown with tense gunplay and Daryl channeling a man with no-name style persona, crossbows slung at the ready. The earlier seasons in France struggled to establish their own visual identity, but the move to Spain has brought a welcome thematic shift. Ironically, although Italian-made, many of the original spaghetti westerns were filmed in Spain, making this homage feel fitting. On a technical level, the show continues to impress. The production team makes the most of its television budget, pulling off sweeping visuals that look far more cinematic than one might expect. The village set is detailed and lived in, becoming more than just a backdrop. It's a character in its own right. The episode stages some striking moments, such as a brutal fight silhouetted against roaring orange flames and an intimate dinner scene drenched in heavy shadows that mirror the tense, distrustful conversation at the table. Performance-wise, Norman Reedus continues to give depth to Daryl, balancing his hardened, stoic exterior with glimpses of gentleness and vulnerability. His social awkwardness, rooted in trauma from his past, still shapes his interactions, making him hesitant to form close bonds despite his instinct to protect. Melissa McBride has less to work with here, since Carol's head injury keeps her subdued, but her presence still grounds Daryl's story emotionally. Hopefully, her recovery won't drag on for too long, as fans are eager to see the sharp, formidable Carol return in full force. New cast members also add intrigue. Oscar Jaenada's Federico exudes charm and mystery, while Alexandra Masankai's Paz shows promise as a character who could play a significant role going forward. As for the villains teased at the end of the premiere, they aren't quite the looming, ever-present danger they first appeared to be. The cliffhanger setup suggested they would drive the season's conflict, but here, their threat is more background than central. That undercuts some of the tension.